you don't dare question the validity of the love you feel for your spouse or your significant other, your partner, because it's not something that people would ever want to question normally. Because you're scared of letting go of the fact that you need to belong to someone. And you need to have someone by your side who upholds all the standards that you set for them.
Hey guys, I'm Yvanne Evangelista, the host of At The Backdoor, a newly launched YouTube channel. Allow us to explore the dynamics of controversial, taboo, and socially relevant topics with our guest for today, a feminist, campus journalist, Maria Crespo, who is also my former high school classmate. So we're going to discuss about love as a social construct. So why did you think it's a social construct?
Okay, so it started right when I began using online dating apps.
Okay.
I just came out of a long-term relationship, and then I thought, oh, okay, why don't I delve into dating apps again? Because I met my long-term boyfriend back then through a dating app. But I think back then I didn't really have like a more conscious awareness about the things that I developed during dating in the online community, in the online world. So basically, modern dating made me realize that romantic love, in its very sense, is a social construct because it's only derived from the love we feel, develop rather, from friendships. Like, okay, so think about it this way. What makes romantic love romantic? If, say, I feel vulnerable with another person and then I end up caring for them, and then they end up caring for me, and it's a mutual understanding between us that we're two individuals caring for each other, hence it's love, then how does it become romantic? At what point does this type of love become romantic, and why is it relevant in society today? Why are people so hung up on the idea of romance that they actively pursue it and look at it as something that is much more special than friendship? So it basically tickled my fancy. My friends and I started talking about it when I opened it up with them. I asked if there was any ideas that they could share about romantic love being special. And of course, one of the underlying explanations for it, the common answer is, no surprise, sex. Because the common perception is that people don't have sex in a friendship, like in a platonic friendship, because the very definition of the word platonic is non-sexual. But the thing is, people who aren't in romantic relationships have sex all the damn time. Like, one-night stands exist. And they don't care for each other, they don't love each other. Friends with benefits exist. And they both acknowledge the fact that there is no romantic love between both of them.
And asexual people. They
Yeah,
don't have sex pero may romantic relationship pa rin sila.
Yeah, exactly. The idea that romantic love is romantic love because of sex makes a complete mockery of the asexual people in our community. Because, for example, two people love each other and consider each other as partners, but don't have sex with each other. If you apply the definition of romantic love that people have, then hindi sila romantic. So sense na yun. And it's, I wouldn't say disappointing, but I wouldn't say confusing either. But it's just this social construct that I've always been wanting to decode ever since I had that epiphany. I don't even think it's an epiphany because it's just a question that's bothering me ever since. I also started thinking about this when I read about love in Brené Brown's book. She's an incredible TED Talk speaker, an incredible writer. Her
Siya ba yung may
topics-
TED Talk about vulnerability?
Yeah, exactly. So she links love with vulnerability. And she claims that love isn't something that you give, that you get, or that you feel. It's something that's just developed naturally between two people when you become vulnerable enough to share yourself in its entirety together. So coming from that definition, then it's theoretically possible to love someone even though you hate them, right? Because you can be vulnerable with someone you hate at one point.
Yeah, and yung passion mo for that hatred can also be because you love them.
Yeah. So it's a definition of love that's really interesting because it doesn't say whether it only applies to friendships or to romantic relationships. And then coming from that trail of thought, I was like, okay, so what differentiates love from romantic relationships to love from friendships? It's been boggling my mind for so long.
When you first asked me about yung difference ng friendship to love, para sa akin, I didn't think of sex. So I was surprised na yun yung answer of most people.
Me too, actually, yeah.
Kasi vulnerability talaga yung iniisip ko. Romantic relationships is just a partnership. There's nothing really special about it kasi
Right.
familial or friendship can also have that kind of intimacy, and it doesn't have to be physical intimacy.
Exactly. Tapos, the thing about that is, I guess, it can't really be applied to most people. But for me, kasi if I choose people to be friends with, I choose them in a way that I'll make sure that it's them for life. You know, if I can't keep them as people who I trust, then they're off my list. And I guess that's why my perception of romantic love is a bit skewed, because it's how most people treat their romantic partners. But for me, it's how I treat everyone I love. So, for example, my best friend, I've known her since literally when we were in diapers. I've known her since I was 3. And when I think about her, I think of a love so pure and a love so strong that
Wholesome.
yeah, wholesome love that I couldn't imagine living a life without her. But that's love born out of vulnerability and trust and caring for one another. And that's the same love I feel for other people that I meet along the way. And that's the love I felt for my romantic partners in the past. So now that I've become more aware of the vulnerability I feel towards everyone, I sort of lost touch of that fine line between romance and friendship. Like, for example, have you ever had that friend where you agreed that you could cuddle and be intimate with each other, physically intimate? It doesn't have to be sex, but it's physical intimacy in a way that people would normally only get in romantic relationships. But you know that you two aren't involved romantically. It's the things like that that makes it so confusing in a social construct, you know? So I wouldn't say that romantic love is bad, but the fact that people value it more than their non-romantic relationships really bothers me. And I think that's where toxic relationships come out.
Yes. I think yung reason why we uphold romantic relationships so much kasi we think na our romantic partner should have everything that we crave for in a community. Kailangan fuck buddy mo, kailangan romantic partner mo, kailangan business partner mo, kailangan art collaborator mo, kailangan best friend mo. Kung di kayo best friends, you won't work out.
Exactly. You're putting so much burden into your partner.
And sa'yo din.
Oo.
And I'm very guilty of this kasi sobrang delusional ko sa love. Actually, nung sinabi mo sa akin yung love as a social concept, I'm like, fuck, oh my God!
Right?
Kasi kina-question ko lahat, tapos I can't believe that I didn't question this.
Yeah, it's like you nitpick on all your friendships. You say na, ano ba yan, this job isn't working out for me, or oh, my friend backstabbed me, I don't like it anymore. But you don't dare question the validity of the love you feel for your spouse or your significant other, your partner, because it's not something that people would ever want to question normally, because you're scared of letting go of the fact that you need to belong to someone, and you need to have someone by your side who upholds all the standards that you set for them. Like yun nga, sabi mo, for example, if this person doesn't live up to the hype in your head, if this person can't fill the space that you make up in your head, then it's automatically, it's a no for me.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
nobody can give you all of that. If that
Yeah.
person is giving you all of that, then you're dependent. Pero
Yeah.
ang nangyayari kasi, yun yung naging ideal, is for us to be needy and dependent. So nawawala na yung sense of community natin.
Yeah. One might even argue that because of romantic love, because of romantic relationships, and because we think we see, and we have everything we need through that one partner, we let go of our other relationships. And we become totally dependent on that one partner.
Sobrang guilty ko of this. Like, nag-break kami ng partner ko because of that.
Uh-huh.
Kasi nagkaroon ng codependency.
Yeah.
Kasi I was going through shit and he was going through some things din, pero mas ako. Because of, I was going through a lot kasi I was suffering from my PTSD, from rape. And the only place that I felt safe was my partner. So, dun na ako nag-depend sa kanya. Dun na, lahat ng kailangan ko doon na. And I thought that was okay since normalized na yung ganun eh. It's actually the ideal, yun nga.
Yeah, it's the ideal and the set of standards that we set for ourselves in romantic relationships, which begs the question, why can't we do that for non-romantic relationships? Right? If we could be vulnerable towards that one significant other, why can't we do the same to all of our friends, I guess? Or not exactly all of our friends, but like the ones that we vow to keep close to ourselves. Kasi on the regard of codependency, parang we put way too much burden on our SO, our significant other, that the accountability is all there. Nakafocus na siya dun sa romantic relationship mo. Tapos, hindi siya at the same standard that you put in your friendships.
True.
Kapag, kunwari, you're sad and then your partner couldn't deliver, automatically sobrang disappointed ka na sa partner mo, di ba? Pero when you're sad and you approach your friends, your non-romantic friends, I mean, the friends that you're not in a romantic relationship with, tapos they couldn't deliver, you're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah, you would understand them and you would listen to them more. I think it's more of a safe space for them. Pero of course, there are also codependent friendships and codependent family relations. Ang iniisip ko din kung bakit hindi tayo intimate sa isa't isa, it's because of the social standards with men who can't really be expressive with their feelings and their emotions. They can't be intimate. Girls being friends with boys, iniisip kagad natin na, magjowa kayo.
Oo, exactly. Parang everything is focused towards achieving a romance. Parang yung lahat ng actions is geared towards relating it with anything romance.
True.
And that's some heteronormative bullshit. It's disgusting. Like, you couldn't be friends with someone of the opposite gender without being told na, jowa na kayo. And it's fucking disgusting.
Ginagawa yun kahit bata pa.
Oo nga eh. And that's already setting the standard for romance. Parang, the minute you see an attractive person of opposite gender, and then you have the same taste in music, and then you like the same movies, and then you relate to each other so much, you're automatically a perfect match for a romantic relationship.
Tsaka hindi lang rin like sa straight people, like yung
Yeah.
iba natatakot sila to be intimate with same-sex, like kahit babae to babae or lalaki-lalaki. Natatakot sila to be intimate kasi pagkakamalan silang magjowa. And so what's so wrong with that? Kung pagkakamalan kayong
Yeah.
gay, who gives a shit?
Exactly. It's like that's drawing a line again between the love for a romantic relationship and the love for friendship. Why do you have to differentiate the two things? What makes romance so different from friendship apart from, I don't know, long-term codependency? Legally speaking, marriage. But that's it, right?
And everything that you're trying to look for, that you think you need sa romantic partner mo, you can have it, you can get it sa sarili mo lang. You can get self-love. You can take yourself out on dates. You can have a romantic experience and intimate relationship with yourself.
Exactly.
Have sex with yourself. Let's make that a norm.
It's self-love. It's that, I think what people should really work for is to maintain healthy relationships, set accountability equally across all the people you care for and across all the people you love. And don't demand a lot of things from someone that it becomes so unrealistic for them to deliver. It's the fact that people place much more importance in romantic relationships than in friendships, where it all starts, I think.
Yeah, I think then people crave being validated, accepted, and loved.
Yeah.
And it is scary na to share yourself with a lot of people, with your best friend. It is really scary. So I get kung bakit nasa iisang tao lang hatong burden. Kasi it is scary. It's so hard to trust people.
Yeah.
Pero yun nga, we need to make an environment na maging okay tayo with having a good relationship with ourselves first.
It is important.
Yeah. Because you can't have a good relationship with others. Like, iniisip natin na I should focus on my relationship with my boyfriend. Pero yung sarili mo, di mo na siya iniisip.
And you made someone your home. That shouldn't be the case. It's our innate need to belong to someone and to own someone, I think.
Yeah.
It's scary how much we want to belong and how possessive we can get towards someone.
So going back to the thing that you said about us normalizing love as a social construct, lagi rin sinasabi ng mga relatives natin, lagi tayong tinatanong, or like ng friends, na, uy, may jowa ka na ba? Kailangan magkakaanak? Kailan, like, yung end goal mo lang talaga is to make babies or shit.
Get married, make babies,
Yeah.
be a housewife, which, by the way, isn't such a bad thing.
Yeah.
To each their own, to each his own, to each their own. But like, to make it that end goal alone, it's really unhealthy. I think that's what makes romantic love the social construct that it is.
Where did you think it started, love as a social construct?
Actually, it's more of like a romantic love being a social construct. But love in itself too. But parang kapag yung tingin ng isang tao sa pag-ibig is something that you give, receive, that's what makes it as transactional. Exactly. If you see love as transactional, then that's the reason why it becomes a social construct. Because like what Queen Brené Brown said, love is developed. It stems from vulnerability. So if you see it as something that you just get, that you just take and you give, that's not love. That's a social construct, and that's your need for validity talking, honey. That ain't love.
So, pinag-usapan natin what is a toxic relationship. Pero what is a healthy relationship? We always talk about red flags, but
Yeah.
what are the green flags?
Have you ever thought about the last time you saw a healthy romantic relationship on television? I haven't, but I think it's like a healthy romantic relationship, or a healthy relationship in general, is when you allow the person to be themselves in their own time, without forcing anything on them and without asking for anything in return. That's like textbook perfect relationship.
Yeah, letting yourselves be.
Yeah, letting yourselves be. You don't have to tell your significant other to always have time for you, because you aren't your SO's life. You know, your SO has their own lives to take care of, and you just happen to be a part of it. You don't have to like demand for your SO to be yours, because they aren't yours.
You can't own people.
Yeah, you can't own people, which is like, again, feeling ko yung healthy relationship talaga is when you realize that you don't own people and no one owes you anything when it comes to relationships. That's what I think makes a really healthy one.
I guess that's it. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank
like
you.
sobrang dami kong natutunan.
Thank you
If
so
you've
much.
enjoyed this video, please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have anything to promote? Your Instagram?
Puro private ang socials
Okay.
ko. But do let us know what you think about
Yes.
romantic love and what makes it special, because I'm still so fucking clueless and I really do want to know. Don't hate us for saying that it's a social construct. You do you, man.
Or
If you
can
love
hate,
love,
or you can hate us.
yeah,
It's
you
a
can
free
hate us. It
country.
doesn't matter. We'll still listen to you either way. So just, talk to us in a calm manner, because I'm a soft baby.
Okay, please follow all of our socials on Facebook and Instagram at The Backdoor. Also, please support our Patreon page. It's going to be linked down below in the description box. And please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode of At The Backdoor. Bye!